Hey, welcome back to another crafty tutorial with me. I'm Megan from meganplus5.com, and today I'm going to show you how to stencil your own wedding tree guest book alternative. So I will leave the links below on where you can order your own craft kit. So you'll need to remove the paper backing. You want to leave the blue stencil material attached to the clear transfer tape because that is what's going to transfer your stencil onto the wood without messing your stencil up at all. So using a vinyl squeegee, you just want to rub the front of it and then rub the back of it. If you don't have a vinyl squeegee, you can use a rewards card if you want to. And then you want to just slowly peel away the paper backing. And if you have part of your stencil that's still wanting to stay adhered to the paper backing, it's okay. Just kind of push it back down and kind of roll the paper off of the stencil. That seems to work best. I typically will do it like this and just kind of lay the paper onto itself and then just roll it away so that it's touching, both back sides of it are touching together, if that makes sense. And after you have the paper backing removed, you want to flip it over so that the sticky side is down and align the bottom edge of the stencil with the bottom edge of the wood, and then align the left side of the stencil with the left side of the wood, but you want to make sure that it overlaps slightly so that the tree branches will be going off of the piece of wood. And then starting in the middle and then working your way out, you just want to press the stencil down with your squeegee. And once you got it down pretty good, you don't notice any big air bubbles, then you can start peeling the transfer tape off. So this is really important for you to go slow. So you want to do like you did with the paper backing. You'll start at one corner and then work your way to the other corner and then just slowly kind of roll it off of there. So if you go too fast, you might accidentally rip the stencil, and that's definitely something you do not want to do. So just go very slow, take your time, and it'll come off. And then use your squeegee, push down any air bubbles that you might see, and then tape off the edges if you want to anyway. I usually will always do this so that I don't have any mishaps with my paint getting in places that I don't want it to be. Everything's taped down, you can start stenciling. So I'm using acrylic white paint. If you got the premium kit, then it came in your kit. And you just want to take the flat end of your sponge brush and barely dip it into your paint and then dab off the excess. So you want to have hardly any paint at all on there, and then just start dabbing it on the areas that you need to be painted on your stencil. So I know that it looks like you're not getting any paint on there at all, but that is exactly what you want it to look like. You still want to be able to see that wood grain in there, because if you apply too much paint, then your stencil is probably going to bleed and you're going to have a very big mess to clean up, and it's not going to have nice crisp lines. So this is what mine looks like after one really super thin layer of paint, and this is exactly what you want yours to look like too. You want to still be able to see all of that wood grain in there, and it just barely looks like it has any paint at all. So you want to finish doing that to the rest of the board, and then by the time that you get to the top, more than likely the bottom part's going to be dry. So once that bottom part is dry, you can apply a second layer on top of that. So after that second really thin coat is dry, you can apply a third coat on there, and if it's still not quite the coverage you're looking for, then you can apply a fourth coat, but I definitely would not apply more than 4 coats on there. Honestly, I would probably just do the 3, and then you can peel your stencil up. So you want to start from one corner and then you want to work your way to the other side. And then a little tip is that you want to peel the stencil away while your paint is still wet. I know other people will say to wait until it dries, but in my honest opinion, I've painted thousands of signs over the last couple of years, and my signs always turn out the best whenever I'm peeling the stencil material up while my paint is still wet. And then something that I usually always use whenever I'm peeling up my stencils is an X-Acto knife, especially if it has a lot of really small pieces like in these wedding signs. So you just kind of want to go underneath of the stencil. Don't force the X-Acto knife underneath there because you will gouge the wood. And then just try to lift it up. And then I will typically use a paper towel and just put those little pieces in there, especially since the stencil material is going to be wet from the wet paint. This way you can try to keep your hands a little bit cleaner in case you accidentally touch a part of the wood that's not supposed to be painted and you don't mess it up. Once you get all of those little vinyl pieces up, then you just need to let your sign dry, and I recommend letting it dry for 24 hours before you use it. And you can put a protective coating on it. So I will typically put a Krylon spray finish on it. It's just like a matte or a satin indoor-outdoor use, and I will link to that below. When you're ready for your guests to fill this up with all the lovely things, I highly recommend that you use the Sharpie Ultra Fine markers. My customers have had great luck with these. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And hit that bell notification so that you are notified anytime I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.